Good morning, good morning, good morning. I guess this is for the Victorian Premier and in a lesser case, slightly lesser case, the Queensland Premier, kind of bragging about their new strategy that they're going to adult time for adult crime. You locked your people in a city. You've fed them lies. You've shown them their premier standing shoulder to shoulder with the communist Chinese government. You've failed to integrate into the rest of the country. You've failed to continue to be identified as Australian in this government structure. And now, based on the results of your actions, which if you're not acting violently in Victoria, I would say you're being completely unpatriotic to the country of Australia at the moment. The state of Victoria should be brought to its knees as quickly and as painlessly as possible, and its government should be brought to justice for the crimes against humanity that it has committed. It's my effort in the last couple of years to bolster, the rest of the country to come to your aid, but I think it's time for a lot of you to head for the hills and leave. If you're in a situation, if you have a car and enough money, get the fuck out of there as quickly as you can. If you're stuck in a kind of paycheck to paycheck situation as a parent or as a young person or even as an old person, any person really, you're in hell. And it makes it a lot harder for us to do anything to help you while you're all still there. If we can identify a core cohort of people that are continuing this on, that gets easier. But there's no situation where 14-year-olds should be put in prison for life because, unless very extreme circumstances, those individuals are more than likely subject to some type of horrific mistreatment. And under the circumstances, I'd say you're all been under horrific mistreatment. We have here too, but our dynamics are different. We have a larger area. We have a larger, interconnected international culture of and basically we have more guns. And so if you wish to, to prop up a government that is basically torturing and imprisoning children to cover up their mistakes, then you will very quickly be identified as enemies on this continent known as Australia. This is a British Empire project. It's not a Chinese communist project. There's allowances to be made for commerce and for settlement and all these things for Chinese people. But that falls short of having a former premier at a military parade in Beijing. So it's time for a Victorian exodus. And if you do want to get out of Dodge, there's no better place to go than to Western Australia. Understand that you've been subject to a metropolitan, basically a concentration camp. And so we don't have a lot to offer apart from perhaps a little bit of space. And yeah, perhaps a more forward-thinking population of people that aren't going along with this. We will, and this is to our government structure. It's like, make no mistake, we'll kill every fucking last one of yous in fucking 3 days flat. To our West Australian Labor Party. Make no mistake. We will fucking hunt you down and kill every single last one of you and fucking put it on the same fucking floor that Telethon's filmed. And we'll do it without any moral grievances within our own personhood. Due to conditions of, I don't know, uncontrollable urban development and, irresponsible urban development and irresponsible social strategies in the state formerly known as Victoria. I refuse also to refer to a state named after Queen Victoria to fall into the hands of our enemies. So I'll call it the communist region of Australia. The Chinese communist region of Australia, formerly known as the state of Victoria, is now target and enemy number one as far as the Australian people are concerned. You can assist us by disrupting them at all costs. This means ordering pizzas to the government agencies, to all government federal things. This means blocking traffic. This means a complete embargo on freight, on transport in and out of Victoria. The only thing I want to see leaving Victoria is people, is good Australian people that have somehow ended up in this mess. But it's time to get out of there because it's going to get bad. There's going to be no food. There's going to be no fucking supplies. There's going to be no internet. There's going to be no police. There's going to be nothing if this shit continues. Or the alternative is you can arrest your premier. You can collectively grow a set of fucking balls and a brain, as our premier here, Mark McGowan, famously said during his attempted fucking Chinese-led coup. You can grow a fucking brain and you can become the Victorian police that we expect to see and not the Victorian police that we expect to see in our fucking target scopes very soon. Victoria is no longer, it is a failed state at this moment. It will be restored to its once amazing glory. But yeah, Victoria is now going to be referred to as the communist region of Australia. And we are very shortly going to initiate a direct and unrelenting attack on that. So I would urge you all to leave. Thank you.